Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Darian and today I have a kind of weird video for you guys. This idea just kind of came to me like in the middle of the night once and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna roll with it. So today I'm going to be recommending books based on first kisses in TV shows. Now, I know you're probably thinking like I'll just be recommending romance books that remind me of these couples and these TV shows. But I mean, some of them, yes, but not all of them. I tried to get creative with this, so hopefully hopefully you guys like what I chose. So I also wanted to say that there are some TV shows that I know have very iconic first kiss scenes like Grey's Anatomy or Gossip Girl, and I haven't seen those shows, so I'm only doing shows I have seen, so I'm really sorry if you're hoping a show will appear and it won't, because there's a lot of shows I haven't seen. I'm sorry. And I also, in the description box, I will be leaving timestamps for each show that I talk about, because I'm not gonna go too spoilery into the shows, but I will be talking about the scene in which this couple has their first kiss. So if you don't want to know anything about the show that I'm talking about, you can look in the description box and skip the shows you don't want to hear about. But yeah, so without further ado, let's just go right ahead. So while I answer these questions, I'm also going to be rewatching these scenes, because why wouldn't I? So first up we have, I'm starting with my absolute favorite first kiss scene of all time. I don't think anything can ever come close to this scene because it is so good. And I love these two so much, and this whole episode was so good. Oh my gosh, I could literally talk about this forever. I started watching this show when I was 15, and when I saw this scene, let me tell you, 15-year-old Darian was losing her mind. So of course I am talking about New Girl, and so if you don't want to hear any spoilers from New Girl, leave now, but the couple I'm talking about is of course Nick and Jess! I love them so much, oh my god. My heart. So if you've seen this show and if you've seen this scene, I mean, you know how great it is, and the whole build-up, like, well, from the beginning of the show, but especially in this episode, like, they're kind of flirting with each other, and then they're supposed to kiss, like, behind that wall because of the game they're playing, and then Nick says, not like this, and Jen is like, Jess is like, what is that supposed to mean? And then when he kisses her later, and he's like, I meant something like that, oh my god. I love Nick so much! Okay. Settle down, Darian. So, the book I chose, if you like this first kiss scene, the book I am going to recommend to you is Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. And you might be thinking, what the heck, why that book? And the reason is because when Nick and Jess kiss, like, they're saying goodnight, right? And then Jess turns, and then Nick grabs her and turns her around and kisses her. And so he, you know, he's a guy, he knows what he wants, and he is not afraid to get it. And I feel like I can connect this to Spencer from Skyward, because Spencer knows what she wants. She wants to be a pilot, and nobody's going to stop her, and she's going to do whatever it takes to become a pilot, and her whole life people have told her she can't become a pilot, but she is gonna become a pilot, just like Nick is gonna kiss Jess. Okay? So, that's why. Oh my god, I promise I'll be more calm after this. I just really love Nick and Jess. I'm currently rewatching New Girl for like the millionth time, and I love Nick and Jess. So yeah, if you like Nick and Jess, I think you will like Skyward. So the next show I want to talk about is Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and of course, again, this couple is pretty obvious, but the couple that I am going to be talking about is Jake and Amy, and I feel like they're more, like, their most iconic first kiss is when they're in that room there, what's it called? The, like, the evidence room? Is that what it's called? You know what I'm talking about. Like, if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. And like, they have this very like nice sweet first kiss, but that's not technically their first kiss, because their first kiss is when they are undercover and they kiss to kind of, because they're undercover as, I think, an engaged couple or a married couple. They're undercover as a couple, and the guy that they're like trying to investigate, I guess, he sees them, he like catches them spying on him, and so they kiss to throw him off because, you know, they're supposed to be a couple. So that's their actual first kiss, which I think is so sweet because, like, obviously, and they've spent the whole, like, this whole episode, like, you know, pretending to be a couple and like talking about what they like about each other, and like they're pretending, but they're not actually pretending. Like, it is the classic fake dating trope. I love fake dating trope. So yeah, so a classic fake dating trope. So of course I had to go for a book that uses the fake dating trope. So the book that I'm going to recommend is The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. I read this book a few months ago and I absolutely fell in love with it. It is like the best fake dating trope I have read so far, I think. It is about, a very quick synopsis, it is about this girl named Olive and this guy named Ethan, and Olive's sister is marrying Ethan's brother, and Olive and Ethan have kind of always like not really got along. So it's not only is it fake dating, but it's also hate to love. Which, like, Jake and Amy were kind of hate to love, but like they never really hated each other. And so they end up having to go on their siblings' honeymoon because everyone at the wedding gets sick except for Olive and Ethan. And so they're on this honeymoon pretending to be a married couple, and then of course, you know what happens next. So yeah, so I think if you like Jake and Amy's first kiss, then I think you will also like The Unhoneymooners. Okay, so next we have a completely classic first kiss. I feel like, you know, you probably saw this one coming. I'm talking about The Office, and obviously, I mean, I feel like this is not really a spoiler, like, I feel like everyone knows about this couple, but it's Jim and Pam, obviously, the like quintessential slow burn-ish romance. I guess it's slow burn, like Jim is pining after her, you know, and then she finally realizes she likes him and blah blah blah. So their first kiss is after Jim confesses his love to Pam, and she's still engaged to Roy, is that his name? Who's a jerk, and she doesn't know what to say, and then later she's in the office calling her mom, and Jim walks in, and then they have their first kiss, which is, okay, also, I know their technical first kiss is at the Dundies. Yes, the Dundee Awards, when Pam is really drunk, but I don't count that because I feel like, I don't know, if she's very drunk and he's not drunk, I feel like it doesn't count, okay? I'm not kidding. So then Jim walks up to her and they share this like really sweet first kiss. So the book that I want to recommend based on this kiss is also a really sweet book, and that book is The Tea Dragon Society by Katie O'Neill. This is definitely like the sweetest book I've ever read. It is a graphic novel and it's just about these little tea dragons, and you can make tea from the leaves that grow from their antlers, and then you can see their memories. And the story is just so sweet and heartwarming and wholesome, and there's such good representation in these books as well. There are currently two. There's the Tea Dragon Society and the Tea Dragon Festival, and then the third one is coming out soon, I think, which I'm so excited for. So yeah, so if you like Jim and Pam's sweet first kiss, then I think you will also like the Tea Dragon Society. So the next show that I want to talk about is another one of my favorites, and the show is Gilmore Girls. And I could have gone with a few first kisses because, you know, I could have gone with Rory and one of her boyfriends. I am Team Jess, by the way, which is the correct answer. Cool. But I mean, I had to go with Luke and Lorelai because the pining, it's so good because, I mean, they've always liked each other. For Luke, it was way more obvious that he's always been in love with Lorelai. And like, I feel like most shows with their like main couple, the shows I've talked about so far, have all of them gotten together in season 2. Yeah, all of them got together in season 2. I mean, I guess The Office, like, they had their first kiss in season 2, and then it wasn't until season 3 that they got, or season 4 even. Anyways, Luke and Lorelai, we had to wait until like the end of season 4 for them to have their first kiss. And like, that's a long time to wait for this couple to get together.
I thought there was a moment. There was a moment. What are you doing? Will you just stand still?
It's so cute. But anyways, so we had to wait so long for this couple to have their first kiss, and so of course I feel like I had to go with the ultimate slow burn romance, and that is from Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. I mean, you know, the whole Percy Jackson series really, because I mean, I guess spoilers for Percy Jackson, but again, I feel like this is obvious, but I don't know. We had to wait so long for Percy and Annabeth to get together, and like, they had so many nice moments throughout the series, but it's not until the end of the last book when they finally get together and they have their beautiful first kiss. And this first kiss reminds me of the one from this series because we had to wait so long, but the wait was worth it. So if you like this first kiss, I think you will like the Percy Jackson series. So the next show I am going to talk about is Glee, and there's definitely a lot of first kisses I could talk about because I feel like every character in that show dated each other. But I mean, I think the best one and the sweetest one is, and obviously the best relationship in the show, is the one between Kurt and Blaine. It's just, it makes me so happy. I think this happens in season 2 also, unless it's season 1, but I think it's season 2. And like, obviously Kurt was having a really rough time, especially in the first season, coming out as gay and all that, and he was really bullied, and then he finally finds this guy who's amazing and treats him really well and who loves him so much. And their first kiss is so sweet because Blaine just kind of like gives this speech about how special Kurt is and how much he means to him.
Watching you to Blackbird this week, that was a moment for me. About you. You move me, Kurt. And this duet would just be an excuse to spend more time with you.
Oh, it's so sweet. I love them so much. They're like definitely the best part of that show, honestly. I'm all like can you tell I'm like a hopeless romantic? This is what I do in my spare time. I just watch fictional couples and I'm like, oh. I'm like getting emotional. Okay, pull it together. But I think if you like Kurt and Blaine and their first kiss especially, then I think you will really like The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune, because I find, especially the character of Arthur, I find he reminds me a lot of Blaine, and the way that they, like, I find they both speak in a very like eloquent, and they wear their hearts on their sleeves, like I find they're very similar, and it reminds me a lot of like the way that Arthur talks to Linus, because pretty much, this is not a spoiler, because for the whole book, like as soon as Arthur meets Linus, he's basically like, you're so special, you're such a special person, and I'm like, yeah. I feel like that's how Blaine talks to Kurt, and oh my god, I'm getting emotional. Am I okay? I don't know. But yeah, so if you like Blaine and Kurt from Glee, I think you will really like The House in the Cerulean Sea. So the next show that I'm going to talk about is Parks and Rec, and I mean, there are a few couples I could talk about. I could talk about April and Andy, but I'm of course going to be talking about Ben and Leslie. They're so sweet, and the main reason that I chose this book that I'm going to be talking about in 2 seconds is because Ben and Leslie are not supposed to be together. I think he's technically her boss, and that is very frowned upon in the workplace that the boss dates one of his employees, and they're trying to hide their feelings from each other, and they both basically know that they like each other, but they can't really act on their feelings, but they just feel this like attraction towards each other that they can't hide anymore, and then Ben ends up kissing Leslie, and it's so sweet.
Oh, well, he's not here.
So the book that I'm going to recommend is Where Dreams Descend by Janella Angelis. Oh my god. I'm so happy I can hold this book up now when I talk about it. Okay, settle down. I have a lot of energy in this video if you can't tell. But the reason that I am recommending this book is that the couple in this book, technically they're not supposed to be together because, well, this isn't a spoiler. Like, I feel like you can, from the synopsis, you can guess who the romance is between, but you know, we have Kalia, who is a performer, and we have DeMarco, or Darren, who is a judge of this competition. So they're not really supposed to be together because then he'll be biased towards her, but they they have this attraction like almost right away, and it's so sweet. Their romance is one of the sweetest romances I've ever read, and you can tell, like, especially DeMarco would do anything for her, and I feel like Ben would do anything for Leslie, and like, they're not supposed, they kind of try to hide their feelings for each other for a long time, but then eventually, like, they can't hide it anymore. And so yeah, so if you like Ben and Leslie's romance, I think you will like Where Dreams Descend. The last show that I'm going to be talking about is The Last Airbender, and I'm not going to be talking about the kiss you probably would expect me to talk about, because I feel like the most iconic probably kiss from that show is between Aang and Katara in the last episode. But the kiss that I want to talk about is actually between Sokka and Suki, who are my favorite couple in the show. Because, okay, listen, I do not ship Zuko and Katara. I've never understood that. I respect people who do, but I don't understand. Katara and Aang, like, I like them together, but they're not my favorite couple by any means, and I think Sokka and Suki are just so cute together, and their first kiss is just really sweet, and it is Sokka's, you know, it's his first love after losing his other love, Yue, after she turns into the moon.
My first girlfriend turned into the moon. That's rough, buddy.
But the book that I'm going to recommend based on this first kiss is actually A Man Called Uwe by Frederick Bachman, because it's not for any romantic reasons, but the reason I'm connecting them is because Sokka, like, I feel like after he lost Yue, he probably felt like he was never going to love again, and, you know, he felt like so connected to her, and then, like, he lost her suddenly, and then, you know, he meets Suki, even though he met Suki technically before her, but anyways, like, he reconnects with Suki, and then they form this romance, and it's really sweet. And the reason I'm connecting it to A Man Called Uwe is because at the very beginning of the book you find out that Uwe's wife has recently passed away, and, you know, they had been together for a really, really long time, and, you know, he had spent his life with her, and then she passes away, and he is just absolutely devastated. Then throughout the book, you know, he meets these new neighbors that he, like, slowly opens his heart up to, and he starts off the book being extremely grumpy, extremely stubborn. He doesn't want to meet any new people. He just wants to die, basically. And then he meets these new neighbors, and he forms this just beautiful friendship with them, and he opens up his heart again, and it's just beautiful to watch. And so Sokka opening up his heart to Suki reminded me of Uwe. So that's why I'm connecting these two. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys liked it and didn't think it was too weird. Let me know which of these is your favorite first TV kiss. If your answer is not Nick and Jess, then you're wrong. Let me know other shows that I didn't mention that have cute first kiss scenes, and I will be sure to check them out because I love a good cute romance in a show. But yeah, so that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys soon with another video soon. Bye!